Unsung heroes of acting.
Have you ever set fire to an eyeball? Sometimes they melt. Sometimes they explode.
He asked me to break in, strip the room.
What's your name?
Carter.
Well, Carter. I appreciate your honesty.
British actor Judy Parfitt is a living testament to the phrase, a jobbing actor. Although she's been performing for an astonishing 70 years, only very recently has she found recognition and late career fame as Sister Monica Joan in the television series Call the Midwife.
Perhaps you offer the Eucharist as a viaticum for my final journey to the beyond.
As is very common in the fickle, unpredictable world of acting, her overnight success has taken decades of hard work. While she may not be as well known as other actors of her generation, such as Maggie Smith or Judi Dench, she is a highly respected and versatile performer who is no less enthralling or intoxicating in whatever role she plays.
Had it not been for you, my son would be alive and well.
That is a lie.
You owe me a son!
Ladies, I beg you.
Born in Yorkshire in 1935, Parfitt trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, graduating in 1953. Her early television work gives a great indication of things to come, a complexity and maturity to her characters, plus an instinctive ability to be comfortable in front of the camera.
I don't believe you. Carl wouldn't leave me like that.
Why not? And you and Young are left to cover up for him.
She is sharp and intuitive, watchful and at times almost fragile. She often plays characters of a high social standing. Among her many credits are characters whose titles begin with Lady. Regal and otherworldly, she is always able to infuse these characters with a flaw or a weakness, exposing the pomposity beneath the privileged surface.
Some woman of the streets plying her filthy trade on our heath on a Sunday. And take that mealy look off your face. You're as hungry as a jackal for that man of yours, so we want no airs and graces from you.
Although she's played many a high-class character, she still finds great variation within these characters.
Sometimes, Dolores, sometimes you have to be a high-riding bitch to survive. Sometimes being a bitch is all a woman has to hang on to.
In the case of Pride and Prejudice, she succeeds at making them foolish in their vanity and their self-conceit.
Why, only last year I was able to gather melons in May and cucumbers in February. Do you have brothers, Miss Bennet?
No.
Oh, what a misfortune. You cannot all be girls.
Yes.
But not many.
There are 5 of us.
What can your mother have been thinking of? Had I had more than one child, they would have been boys.
She's also very adept at playing comedy and the various styles that this entails. In The Charmings, we laugh at the character's lack of control in a situation.
Now you brought Cinderella. Next, I suppose it'll be Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. Then what are we going to do?
We'll buy some porridge, okay?
In contrast, she can also be delightfully scattery and vague, as seen here in The Return of the Borrowers.
You're right, Sydney, but things like that have to be specially made. It's very expensive. Look what that firm charged to lay our railway line.
Yes, wicked that was.
Pop gets people to work for nothing. That's why his little people look so good.
Another beautiful example can be found here.
I want to drink. All gone.
There is also a touch of whimsy and a stream of consciousness and blissful self-confidence in the way she plays the comedy of characters.
I wonder who they'll get to write the Requiescat for the Times. Oh, that awful Austen, I suppose. Whatever possessed them to make him the poet laureate when there was Kipling? And Hubert says now even Kipling has lost his soul. I don't really know what I'm saying. Oh, I shouldn't smoke before I've had my brekkie.
Then there are the authority figures with no authority.
Well, that's a load of meaningless drivel, isn't it?
At the opposite end of the spectrum, Parfitt can also access a much darker and bleaker side to her characterizations. In stark contrast to the vulnerability of Sister Monica, she is riveting in her portrayal as a psychotic mobster in Funland.
You murdered my mum! I want to know why!
She ran off. Took something of mine, something important. I'm an innocent in all this.
Innocent!
No, Carter. I didn't kill your mother. I am your mother.
Another example can be seen in Dolores Claiborne. Here, she is able to suppress any human warmth, yet somehow we, as the viewer, still feel pity for her.
I do not pretend to be an easy woman to work for. Dolores. This house has a number of rules. I'm sure you've heard them secondhand, but I'll tell you in person, so we can avoid a teary scene later on.
Another example can be seen in Berkeley Square.
A year ago, I still had my son, and thought to have him till my death, not his. There was a future which would have held the prospect of reconciliation.
This is what gives her work an added depth. The ability to suppress pain beneath a tough surface, but somehow still letting that vulnerability be seen. Parfitt can also portray more ordinary individuals, those genial day-to-day souls who are kind, intelligent, forthright.
It's all right. I'm just going to clean you up a bit. How do you feel?
Often she can play the victim and not the perpetrator, again revealing a vulnerability, a character at the mercy of the events surrounding them.
He was gonna drown me. No.
Of course, it's her unforgettable turn as Sister Monica Joan in Call the Midwife, where you can see her talent in full flight. She skillfully portrays a character struggling with the early stages of onset dementia. It's a tour de force portrayal.
I do not yet require the last rites. I may be verging on decrepitude, but I am not yet dead.
Living proof of a jobbing actor, Judy Parfitt has invested a lifetime into her career. Her body of work is a masterclass of technique, style, and integrity. And it is justifiable that now, after 70 years in the profession, Judy Parfitt is rightly acknowledged as being an actor's actor. Her story is one of perseverance. It's the love of the art and not the love for recognition that has motivated this remarkable actor.